Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night's messages of love from above. I'm excited, as always, to see what messages come through from Spirit for us. But before we get started, do want to send love out to the world. And if you'd love to join me, I would love to have you love to join me. And whether you're watching this live or on replay, we have the ability to meet together outside of space and time and just multiply that love to the world because the world can use more and more and more love, right? So I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now, and just allow that love to flow down into our heart, fill us up, and flow out to the world. Just imagine the planet surrounded in a big ball of love, igniting the unconditional love in as many hearts as are ready. And of course, if you are in need of love tonight for your heart, for your mind, your body, for a loved one, a situation, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that and allowing me the space to do that. And before we get into the actual readings, I do want to make sure everyone knows there's only 2 days left to enter the drawing. I'm doing a weekly drawing now for a 30-minute personal recorded reading. So here's the video for that if you want to sign up for that and get into the drawing. I will be drawing on Monday, is what I'm going to do going forward. I was doing it on Sundays before, but I want the Sunday night crew to also have a chance to enter that. So that's what we have there. And we are about halfway through February, or actually a little over halfway. So you haven't checked out your February readings yet by zodiac sign. Here's the playlist for that. And I think that's everything I want to talk about right now. I do have a pick a card that's going to be coming out at midnight my time. So be on the lookout for that as well. And I think that is everything. So let me get my desktop all set up here and we will get into the readings. Let me just get this set up right, or in the best way. I mean, I guess there isn't a right way, it's just a preference. So I can see. There we go. All right. All right. And if you are new to my channel or new to these readings, just a real quick how I handle the readings is I do put the free readings are first come, first serve. So I start at the very top of the chat and I just work my way through the chat. There's no special list. The chat is the list. And so I just go down in order, first come, first serve for those. I am limiting it to like 1 or 2 card readings with what comes out for the free readings. But if you want a more in-depth reading or you want your reading prioritized, I do honor donations, and I honor that energy exchange. So I step outside of the free readings and I do a little deeper of a reading for those donations. And then I step back in to a line where I left off and then continue going down the list. So that's how that works. Donations, you can use the super chat down below. YouTube does take about a third of that. So if you want to do it a different way, I also have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. All of those are listed in the pinned comment and also in the description box of the video. So that's the skinny on how it works. So we will get in and see what does Spirit have for us today. And let's take a look here. So, Billy, you are up first. Hello. And so, all of a sudden, you'd like to know about your past life. and may you know about your part with her. All right. All right. So it seems like you're asking for a past life with someone specifically. Have you had a past life with someone in the past? And if so, which I feel like you know that you do, um, what was the part with them? So let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know regarding a past life with this individual that you know in this lifetime. All right. Well, that makes sense. You do get the lover's card. So you definitely were partners before in a previous lifetime. So, there is this attraction, this bond that you definitely feel from a past life with this individual. And you got three major arcana. So I feel like it was a significant relationship among your past lives. You have, in addition to the Lover's card, you have the Temperance card and the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune does talk about fated events and fated relationships that, we definitely we have a variety of souls that we interact with throughout our lifetimes, and we have these bonds. Sometimes people call them soul families because there's like this group that kind of revolves around each other through their lifetimes because they like the interactions and they want to see things from different points of view, and so they have these soul agreements that they go through throughout their life. So this is definitely one of those individuals, but they're wanting you to know that it's not just one individual that you interact with, it's a group. So in some lifetimes, you might be lovers. In another lifetime, you may be just acquaintances or like relatives, enemies, heroes together, buddies, whatever. So we go through different characters. It's like actors in movies, they have a ton of different roles that they have, and they're in different movies with different people too. It's not usually always the same people in the same movies. There's different characters experiencing different things. So they do want you to know that. But in this particular lifetime with the lovers, there was this kind of yin and yang kind of feel to it. Though I feel like it was reversed because the patterns and the reversal of the roles. So you were the opposite type of personality in on the other side. So you when you talk about karma and you talk about past lives, there's so much stuff out there. And what Spirit had showed me was that we're so curious. We love to adventure. We're very curious beings. And karma isn't so much like punishment and you have to make up for something you did in the past life. It's like maybe, someone was a slave owner, and not a kind one, and someone else was a slave, right? And then in another lifetime, because this person experienced what it was like to be a slave owner, they're curious to see the point of view. And so they might switch, or at least, one goes into a different position, one goes into maybe, a townsperson that witnesses it. They want to see all these different viewpoints as we go through. And that's why we take on different roles because we don't do it out of punishment or because we have to make up for something. We do it because we're curious and we want to see these different sides of things. So definitely very passionate. I am feeling like the early 1800s kind of energy, even Louisiana, the South, because that plantation, all of that really comes into the energies that are coming through here. So I feel like it was, one of the deep South type of, energies that were down in that lifetime. Um, but definitely, they're not going into a ton of detail on it right now. Um, but I do also part of my readings that I do. I do past life readings in any of those. If you're interested in getting more detailed ones, definitely, check out the link in my description box if you're interested in getting a recorded reading. I can dig even deeper, but they're just wanting you to know that information right now. So that's what they have for you, Billy. Many, many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list. So Anya Ahuya, you are up next. And will Igor ask Ateshi out? Let's take a look here. I don't think they will. I mean, I feel like Igor is still nursing some old wounds, some old fears that they got heartbroken before, and really they're just very tentative about exposing their heart again. I feel like with the Eight of Pentacles, they're just really working on their own worth in a relationship to the outside world. So I feel like right now that they won't be because of this heartbreak that they've had in the past, these disappointments they've had in the past, and so they're working on their inner worth, and I just feel like they don't want to expose their heart right now. So, not sure about the future, but they're talking about right now, which is where we live anyway, right? But this is what they want you to know right now, Anya, is that they're like, he's still working on removing some of these barriers to his love of himself out of the way before he'll want to move forward. So that is what they have for you right now. All right. I know, Billy. I know, I want detail too, but they were just kind of going like, "No, it's just the South." They just wanted you that information. The big thing with you, Billy, too, before I jump in, was that they just wanna make sure that it's not like this kinda twin flamey, like, that is kind of out there that, it's like, "Oh, you're back and forth," and how they make movies, like, "You've been chasing each other through time." It's like, it's not that, you know, uh, we're more of a giant sea of drops that interact with one another. It's not so, dissected and separate when we go to the other side. We belong so much as one together that there's not like, oh, I'm married to this person the rest of my life on the other side. They're like, no, it's just one of trillions of us, and we all have this huge love fest together and it's a whole totally different love than we ever have known. But that's kind of what they're wanting to kind of look at. All right, LA, hi. So, which business idea does your grandpa think will be more successful and help you achieve the goals you have for yourself if you choose to pursue it? The decor business or the alcohol company? Well, two cards came out while I was reading that. The first one would be the energy they have around the decor business that they want you to know, and the second will be the alcohol company. So the decor business, we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is about emotion, heart, and I feel like this is probably the one that is more on your heart because this is like um, passion and expressing yourself. The kings have air. All of the kings have air. I mean, he rules over emotion, but they have air. There's this balance of heart and mind, which comes in here, which I like. Very calm, dipping your fingers in to love in your heart and expressing your heart. So I feel very positive energy. I mean, you can even see here. See if you can see this little burst from the heart that's coming out there. Sorry, I'm really close to my microphone. Sorry if that was really loud. I just realized I was leaning forward and it's like, oh my gosh. And then for the alcohol company, we got the Six of Swords, which is this is movement from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. So I almost feel like they're saying leave that behind and move on to different ideas. I feel like they don't feel like this is in your highest experience. So I really feel like it's really clear that the decor business is what grandpa feels would be more in alignment with you expressing your passion to the world. So that's what they have for you, LA. I like it. Grandpa, very gentle person now. I don't know what he was in um, a past, I mean, in his life here, but he definitely is a gentle soul now. He's just like, yeah, more easygoing than I used to be. But I feel like he was a pretty easygoing person anyway. But anyway, that's what they have for you. Many, many blessings. And Esmeralda, you'll be the next free reading, but I do have a donation. Hey, Christy, thank you so much for another donation. You are so gracious, and I definitely appreciate your donations. You want to know, what does Spirit have for you for the month of March? Your birthday month. Yay! Yeah, and happy birthday to all of you Pisces. Pisces season, I believe, has started a few hours ago. So, welcome to Pisces season. I have a ton of Pisces in my chart. So, those of you that have Pisces, I feel you. I feel you. The dreamers, the uh, illusionists, those that see things from a heavenly perspective, right? I used to hear like Aquarius is 1 foot on the earth and 1 foot in heaven, and Pisces is both feet in heaven looking down at the earth, which makes sense too. All right. So, what does Spirit have for you? I like this that's unfolding here for you. All right. Let me just get these arranged here. And I want one more card for this other last one here. Oh, okay, that one. Okay. So first of all, what a great month. And then this makes sense too with it being your birthday month. Here's your finishing your rotation around the sun and you're beginning another rotation. So I always like that. Here we go. Woohoo. Another spin around the sun has come to an end. You're ready to move forward and this energy is coming in for you too. Plus, in March, we also have spring, which we move from Pisces to Aries. We move from spring and fall equinox, is what kicks in. So we have this falling away and this new beginning coming in. And this is what is happening. Your world, you have this significant ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new adventure. The major arcana show that for you. And Ace of Cups, a new higher love. And, aces are new beginnings. So ending of old cycles and a new beginning definitely coming in. And it's really centered on an emotional new beginning coming in there. Yeah, looking at these other cards too. Because you also have another major arcana, the Strength card, and the Seven of Swords. So this is a wonderful month. I feel like you're doing like a nice reflection. If you have an opportunity to do a little birthday retreat for yourself and take a couple days away, or at least get away for a day and just take a journal, or and go have a coffee and look over nature or get away from it all. Just reflect on your past year, because I really feel like this has been a significant year for you with some great changes coming in. And the Seven of Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And I feel like you have had this one thought, this one belief about yourself that really, really is making itself known in March. This is what one of the things that is being removed out of your life with that ending of that cycle and that new beginning, because you really are stepping into your strength. The strength card is about the our human side of us, looking in the outside world for what will supposedly fill us up and make us not thirsty anymore. And we go into the connect to our higher self, which the lion self is our human, and then they have a maiden who's our higher self. And there's this beautiful, beautiful, joining together of these the higher love and all of that. And so I love this coming in here, because I feel like this is a stepping away of something, and the connection to your higher self during this time too. So I really, really like that coming in. Um, because you also have the death and rebirth card. So here we go again with another, you know, indication of ending and new beginning, this rebirth. And that's more like the phoenix, right? Rising from the ashes. This beautiful, not that something burns down, you know, but it's like this transformation. It's more like a caterpillar changing into a butterfly where it's letting go of things that it's like, all right, it served me, but I don't need it anymore. I'm ready to go places I haven't gone before. Because I feel like you're also having this decision, the significant decision that will come in here in March. And Spirit, of course, is saying, close your eyes and open your heart. Trust your heart. Don't make decisions strictly from your mind. Allow your heart to have this place in it so that you can move forward over this next rotation around the sun, more expressing your heart, doing more of what makes your heart sing than what makes your mind happy, right? It's like, I'd rather, have a balance, let them both have a seat at the table. Because you do have the Four of Cups as well. And the Four of Cups shows like the love that you have and the pursuit of the outside world over this last year. Three cups here. You've drank and ate of the things of the outside world, but look how bored you are with it. It's like you're like, yeah, so I checked off those check marks and did those things, had those accomplishments I thought that I wanted, but this is that Ace of Cups here, that you have coming in that allows you to connect to this higher love, this higher way of looking at things, more becoming a chalice where you're allowing the love from above to come down, fill you up, and overflow out to the world. This expression, this beautiful flow. Again, allowing your heart to sing. I mean, this is really a good picture of it here. You're allowing your heart to fill up and overflow rather than trying to get from the outside world. You're allowing this beautiful, beautiful connection to come within. So I like your birthday month. I feel like it's a significant time. All the energies are going to be there. I'm currently recording the March monthlies, and they are all about what's falling away and what's coming in. I think there's a new moon actually on the day that we move from Pisces to Aries too. So talk about, starting the whole new rotation around the zodiac because Aries is the beginning. We have a new moon, which is about new beginnings, planting new things. Just a lot of new, and for spring happening like in the northern hemisphere, that's the new. So a lot of beautiful starts coming in here and significant ending of cycles. And so I feel like you've done the work. You put a lot of reflection, and you took chances. You allowed yourself to experience and feel things you didn't before, and now you're cutting away things. You're like, I'm done holding on to a lot of stuff, and there's this beautiful new beginning that I see for you, Christy. So I like it. What a happy birthday this is going to be. I think it's going to be like your most fun birthday you've had since your that birthday party back when you were 10 or whatever it was. It's like this is going to be because you're having it for you. Even if you do it if you're by yourself and you go do something, you're like, this is the best birthday ever. And I like that for you. So many blessings for you, Christy. Again, happy birthday, and thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate it. Hey, Jennaru, Jerenaru. I can't even say that correctly. Thank you for your donation. I do see that came through here. And all right, perfect. And if you let me see here, if you haven't asked your question yet, just pop it down below. Or if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. But let me just make sure here and scroll up and see. Don't think I see it. I'm going slower though, because the eyes aren't what they used to be. Oh, there we go. So how should you move forward with Andre? All right. Let's take a look here and see What advice does spirit have for you? What's for your highest experience here? Okay. Those. What else? Hope everyone's having an amazing evening or uh, day wherever you're at in the world. All right. That's the final one there. All right. So let's take a look here. See what we've got coming in here. All right. All right. So you've got a few cards here. The first kind of the two that came out together here. You've got the Six of Pentacles, which does talk about this it's kind of codependency in a way, but it's our desire and this drive where we feel we have to overgive, like we have to give so much to get so little back. And it goes back to our earlier life, but there's this pattern that repeats of giving, giving, giving. Like I have to give 1,000 emotional, points to get one back. And it happened and it was developed when you were really young, like 7 years old and younger, when you had to overgive when you were young. And whether it was parents or grandparents or whoever it was that we were so fighting to get attention from, you had to do extreme things, either good or bad things, right, to get attention. And we got very little of it. And so we were children, we didn't know any better. That rate of love exchange was solidified and it went down into our subconscious, and it's been rolling all along. Well, this Queen of Swords is about, you know, our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets. So the stuff that has this in it, here's even our heart in a cage. It's like this is trapped in there, but this is reviewing and looking at your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets around what are your beliefs around yourself, your expectations, these fears of losing conditional love. What are we afraid will happen if we don't give and give and give and give and give, right? So this you're given this power here to really question your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets. I do see here that it's been brought to your face. The Devil card, which is like the Capricorn Saturn energy, they bring this to your face. They show you how you feel trapped, like how you feel like you can't help yourself, right? And that's the way that feels with that stuff running around underneath the surface, right? It's we feel like we're, a puppet. It's like I just can't help but try to overgive and not allow them to give a whole lot back to me, because that's not the rate of exchange that's running in our system. So the shadow will bring up all these situations to force us to see this so that we can be released from it, which is what is happening here. What has been happening and going on is you're realizing more and more of where this stuff is coming from, which will allow you to have an ending and a rebirth of your mentality and the way you look at things too. Um, we'll take a look here more about specifically with Andre, but they're basically saying that they've been a mirror for you so that you could see how you feel about yourself, and so that you can go back and dive into the stuff that's below the surface, because it's when it's unconscious and subconscious, we're not aware of it, right? We're not conscious of it. So this is impacting us and we just can't help it. We try to overachieve in school and work and relationships, and we're just trying to, extreme things. We just feel we have to deserve a very little. It just impacts everything, right? And that's why it's important to take some time away from everything and just look at that and go, where did that rate of exchange come from with who when I was younger? Usually it's 7 years old and younger, when our emotional body is being created. And then once we bring it into the conscious, we're like, oh, that's what it is. Like there's a little edit button where you can click on it and go, ooh, let me, instead of a one, we have one and we have to give 1,000, we can get rid of those zeros and then save. And then it's 1 to 1, where we allow this beautiful giving and receiving type of healthy relationships instead of this out of balance one. And I really feel like this is the time for you to do it because you do have the moon card, which is about diving below the surface, like we're just talking about. This is the emotions, diving deep into your subconscious to see that which is hidden and seeing all this energy. The 10 of Wands is like this burden, like you've had this over giving of energy that you've just given and given and given. And the 10 is an ending and a new beginning too. It's you're ready to stop investing so much energy in everyone and everything else and get it back to you. It's this renewal, the 10 back to the one where you're focusing just on you instead of all this other energy. Because you had the Empress, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, giving yourself the nurturing, giving yourself the love you've been looking for. It's about a new start, a rebirth, obviously. So it is about abundance and this feeling, this restart for you that feels so much more fulfilling than before. So, uh, moving forward, you definitely have the Knight of Wands, which is your last card that came out. And this really answers your question specifically. How do you move forward with Andre? Well, first of all, all these cards, look into that. That helps so much of everything in your life. But specifically for Andre, the Knight of Wands, all knights quest after something. And this knight quests after the Ace of Wands. What the Ace of Wands does is it allows you to know wherever you focus your energy is what grows and expands. And so when we focus in on what we're missing in our life, or what's in our life that we don't want, or what we fear will come in or out of our life, we're actually so powerful that we grow that. But if that's not what we want, and there's nothing wrong with that, we come here to experience that. But if we want something different, we can focus on gratitude for what is in our life. We can focus what we do want in our life. We can focus on the unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, and then that expands and that grows instead. So this is stepping in and understanding your power that you can only control in each moment what energy you focus on. You can't control anyone else. They're going to choose what they're going to choose, but you get to choose what energy you want to expand in your life, what emotion you want to experience in your life, also what story you put to whatever happens in your life. You have so much power, and this Knight of Wands is about you stepping into your power, and then the Knight of Wands also is the fastest moving knight, and you get to move forward in your life. You get to your life changes. It goes different directions because we talked about the 10 of Wands. All this time you've been investing so much energy in everyone else that it feels like it's being invested in a black hole. But it is time, especially with that Empress. It's time to nurture yourself. It's time for you to look into you. What's ticking in you? Where is that? What's going on below the surface there to free you of so much. So I feel like the biggest thing is focusing on that energy for you, and look, as far as moving forward with Andre, what mirror are they showing you about yourself? So when you look at them, what do you feel they're doing to you? How am I doing that to myself? Because that's the mirror that they are for you. So that is what they have for you right now, Jenna and Nenaroo. So again, thank you so much for your donation. I hope that helps and resonates. But many blessings to you. And again, thank you for your donation. All right. So I had left off on the free readings with Esmeralda. So you are up next, and you're wondering, well, hello, first of all. And you're wondering if the guy you've been texting is good for you, positive outcomes. So let's see here. Does Spirit feel that this individual is for your highest experience? And will there be good outcomes? All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, well, so the first question, are they good for you? Are they for your highest experience? Nightmares. Well, this shows it's the nightmare and insomnia card. These are our fears of losing conditional love. So in a way, they allow you to experience this, where they allow you to see your fears so that you can release yourself from them. Because the 10 after this, nines are like ending, and the 10 is like bye. So it allows you to get close to letting go of a lot of expectations. So I feel like if they ignite some fears within you to make you face them, so they flock around. So in a way, it's for your highest good because it allows you to get pushed to that point where you're ready to release it. But it may not feel the best, you know, uh, while you're going through that. It's like when they're taking off the band-aid, it hurts, but then when it's removed and it's done, but it's like it's a slow a slow one being removed. Positive outcomes. It does show you a lot about your um, tendency to, codependency, being an enabler in codependent relationships where you over give and they give you very little back, right? So I feel like they would bring you, um, it's like they lure you in with, oh, you're beautiful and this and that and this and that. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you're all blah, blah, da, 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 and they're like, emoticon smile. You're like, I just poured stuff out to you and I get that. And it's like a lopsided interaction, but it's designed, it's a mirror for you to see those things so that you can transform them. But it's like, are you in the mood for that mirror? If you are, then, look at it, see how you can grow through it, how it releases things for you, how it frees things for you. Or if you're like, "You know what? I've had enough of those mirrors right now," then back off. And you'll see that they will, like, when you stop investing in so much in them, you'll see it fall away, right? Because you're the one that's breathing the oxygen into the life into, the interaction, right? But that's what they have for you, Esmeralda. So hang in there. Much love to you. We've all been through it, you know? I know, right? Esmeralda. Oh, no, not another one of them. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Good. Thank you so much. I'm glad that resonated for you. All right. Rhonda, you are next. What? What? Yay. So good to see you. And you want to know, finance reading, so anything with work or money. And what do you need to know at this time? So absolutely, let's take a look here and see what does spirit have for you. All right. Oh. I'm just kidding. Rhonda's like, no, close your eyes. I laughed because I'm like, "Oh, it's Pentacles." I'm like, "Oh, it's the Knight of Pentacles," which is all right. Pentacles means abundance is coming your way. It's just a slow moving night because it's the outside world. It just takes the outside world time to catch up with everything that you're doing on the inside because we change from the inside out, not the outside in. So there is this, abundance that's headed your way in divine timing. Yay! But I like it because they're also saying you can speed up those horses because here's the chariot, which is victory, movement, power of choice coming in here, right? And so they're saying that you can speed up the horse instead of walking with the horse. It's like hooking the horses up and yeah, and faster movement. How you have faster movement has to do here with the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords tells us, our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets. And here's the hack. It's the what's being brought to your attention where you cannot look past that. I mean, it's in your face, right? And it's squawking loud. Usually we have thoughts and stuff out here, but it's like right on your shoulder, in your ear, showing you your own thoughts, your own beliefs and mindsets that have stole from you in the past, that have made you not have opportunities and things before. And so that's what you can do. You can really look into those and question them and go, okay, why do I feel like I couldn't do that? Where's that coming from? And you're really releasing these small t truths of these fears, right? These fears of conditional love, these fears that, what if I tried that and it didn't work out? Who am I afraid of? I'm afraid people will say things or pull back their support, or what? What am I fearing, right? Because when we look at it, the people that truly love us will always be on our side, and they'll call us on our poo poo caca, right? They'll be like, well, and we're like, thank you. Out of love, they care, right? But the people that we're afraid of will talk about us. Um, those are really not our true friends. They're not truly people who love us or know us, right? Sometimes it's the they, what will they think? Well, if people are making uh, judgments and have opinions without knowing the whole picture, what kind of judgment is that? That's a very poor judgment. Why do I want to listen to what you have to say? Because you're making poor judgments. I get to decide, And so I feel like there's this power coming in here, and any of the fears that are holding you back, of because you're afraid of what will people think if I don't get that job or do well in it after I get in it, whatever. It's like, it's your journey, it's your adventure. And you're just becoming this buccaneer where you're just like, I don't care anymore. I'm, having courage doesn't mean there's no fear. It means having some fear and doing it anyway. And I feel like you're just stepping forward into your courage a lot. And they want you to know that you will see benefit from it, but faster benefit from it the more you look at those fears. So I like it for you, Rhonda. I like it. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, I do see another donation. Thank you. So you can pop your question down there and we will take care of that one as well. Thank you again for your donations. And many, many blessings to you, Rhonda, and much love. And I'm excited. Your life is just opening up, and I really like that for you. And Candy World, you'll be the next free reading coming up here. And right after we finish up with Roo, right? There you go. Right in your face. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Rhonda. What are we fearing? What are they gonna do? Um, you'll find some way. What was it? Fearing being thrown out on the streets. Hey, now I'm a Capricorn rising. Don't get on them. No, just kidding. So they are about the movement, right? All right. So I like it though. Yeah, facing that fear, you'll do good. All right, Joanna Roo, any messages, any more messages that Spirit would like you to know? I do want to go to the Power of Surrender card here, and let's take a look and see what else they have for you, Joanna Roo. All right. So you do have this beautiful card of surrendering resentments. Was that letting go? And I'll read that. It says, holding on to resentments only poison you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. So that movement forward message again. But it's interesting because one of the things that I didn't go into a lot of detail with that, the Six of Pentacles with the codependency awareness card, is that when so being a recovering enabler myself, so definitely no judgment here, or probably from anyone in this room, because we're all like, yeah, we've been there or we are there. um, is that when we have this need to overgive, um, we enter relationships as two adults, right? But we quickly become parent child because we feel the need to give a lot and just get a little bit back, right? And so we'll give and we'll give and we'll give until we're exhausted. Then we'll give and we'll give and we'll give more until we are resentful. And resentful is the word I use. And so when it said resentment, that really rings true for that, because we feel like we give so much and we get so little back, and we don't want them to give it to anyone else because they want to give back to us, but we can't allow that because we can't keep up with that rate of exchange, the 1 to 1,000. They want to give me 1,000. I mean, if I they want to give me 1, I have to give them 1,000. They want to give me 10, I have to give them 10,000. They want to give me, 1,000 is like, was a million, and it's like, oh no, I can't take all that. But we don't want them to give it to other people. We want them to put it in a bank that we can just withdraw from. But they want that feeling of giving too, and putting it in the bank doesn't allow them to feel that way. So what happens is, because we won't let them give to us, then they become a workaholic, or they will give to all their friends, or they'll start working out, or have a hobby, or if we're in a romantic relationship, affairs, because they feel they need to give and be able to feel that feeling that we have when we give. And so that's, we end up resentful and they end up doing those things. And right. But when we are able to balance those, and we have that equal giving and receiving, we avoid those things. And so part of the forgiveness that comes in has to do with releasing the pain. The resentments only impact us. I love, there's this beautiful way, an oracle card that in one of the readings, in my 100 plus decks that I have, that talks about forgiveness being, um, letting go, not no longer being willing to be a vessel of pain because of someone else's actions or someone else's words. We forgive the person, but not the action, to release and make the space within the vessel that we are, for more unconditional love and for other things rather than the pain. So I do really like that for you. So there's this forgiving and realizing it's not forgetting. We are very, uh, our minds are like steel traps, these humans we are, just try to have a fight, and all the stuff that comes up that we forgot about. Boom, 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 right? We don't forget nothing. Um, unless it's convenient. but but I do like this for you about this forgiveness, and yeah, because you do have the balancing out of things here with the Justice card. Here's the Ace of Swords. This is the balancing out of the old, all the fears, all the resentments, things that we have there. And we're balancing it with these higher truths, those that are rooted in unconditional love. Because there's a lot of energy that we use to maintain those resentments, to retain those repressed and suppressed emotions that we're nursing and, keeping there, or trying to keep them down. There's a lot of energy in that. And so as you release more of these resentments, you do have this amazing energy that comes back here with the 8 of Wands. This is your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration. The 8 is like ton. I mean, it's Shazam, a big spark that happens as all this energy that we're using to maintain those emotions comes back. The emotional confusion clears up too, because when we're in this state of resentment and these fears that are flying around, there's so many different emotions that are going around, and we just feel like, what emotion am I going to feel in this moment? But I do like this because there is this empowerment that I feel comes with the 7 of Cups, our power of emotional choice. When we realize that I'm the one that gets to choose what emotion I feel through any event. We're told we're given so many opinions about, when this happens, this is how you're supposed to feel. When this happens, this is what it's supposed to mean. And we're given all that stuff. And we take it on as our own as children, again, as we're growing up, because we don't know any better. We just hear all this popular opinion that's been passed down from generation to generation. We take that on as our own. And then because we do that, we make it our opinion, we make it our habit to feel a certain way, and then it's our reaction to feel a certain way. But when we realize I get to choose, we can start creating a new habit, and we step into our power, and then you get to choose what emotion you want to feel as you go through it. And then you fear less about the future, because as as that devil card before with the little puppet, when we feel like when this happens, this is how I have to feel. When this happens, this is what it has to mean. Then we're afraid of the future. We don't know what's going to come next because we feel out of control. If someone cheats on me, this is how I have to be and what it has to mean and how I have to feel. Or if I get fired from my job, this is what it has to mean. And blah, blah, blah. So there's all whatever comes around the corner, I have to do something. But this power comes in when you realize I get to choose what it means. I get to choose how I feel. I get to choose where I invest my energy, like we talked about. So we're not afraid of what comes around the corner because I get to choose. Yeah, everyone's going to have their opinion, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's supposed to mean that. Well, good for you. You feel that way. I don't have to. Get to take power over that. And you do. You have the sun here. I really feel like you're going through this significant awareness. The sun card is Leo energy, if that means anything to you. But it also represents the inner child in a way that we get to really shed a lot of light on our inner child, and we get to find all of this all the things that it didn't get to feel and experience, and no child has a perfect childhood, but none of us get the unconditional love, unconditional attention, unconditional acceptance. No human child ever has. But when we are our adult self, we're able to pick up our inner child and become that for them, which brings a lot of, you're a Leo. Huh, that could be why they brought that up, right? So this is you shining bright and allowing this light to shine in, and it frees you up so much that this is one of the brightest, most victorious cards. So this tells me that, yeah, you were so hungry for knowledge and understanding and transforming who you are, both mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. And I feel like your life has just been, especially with that devil card you got, has been really just rattling your cage to show you that you've been in a cage. And lions, they don't like to be in cages. They want to be free and roaring, ruling over their life, and all that, all the opinions, the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, were the cage of all these people trying to cage this lion that you are. But the rattling makes you hear this little creak, and you're like, "What is that?" And it was the door behind you that was never locked, it was even ajar, but with this shaking of your life and all these different areas, it's opened the door more, and you're going, here's my way out, and you're finding it and you're stepping through it. So I feel like you're in a big huge transformational part of your life that's just really, like that sun blasting open that the cage, allowing you to go on a new adventure. So I do like this for you. And I think that's everything they have for you right now. Oh, they have the Ace of Cups, which the Ace of Cups is turning inward and upward for you to become this chalice, for you to be filled with the love that you're looking for, which is inward and upward. Um, but I think they've given you enough for right now. I feel like that's a lot. Good thing you can rewind and listen to it as many times as you want. But again, thank you so very much for your donation and for your thirst for this, where you're headed. I'm excited to see what happens here. But many blessings to you. Hang in there. Much love to you. All right. I think that is it. So we are to Candy World. You're the next free reading that's coming up here. And oh no, Candy, no, no. Does he have other girls in his mind? What does Spirit want you to know here? Well, you got the the 5 of swords, which is the mind and the thoughts and the beliefs, and, um, the reason I crack up is because of what they're saying, and it's this is what, they're saying his mentality is here. He's like, he's got 1 bird, on his shoulders. He goes, "It's enough of a headache. He doesn't need any more." And then that's what they're saying is like, "1 is enough." It's like, "No, no, if any of them crosses mind," they're like, they just keep flying like thoughts. And that's something that they're saying is, um, people can come across people's minds, but that doesn't mean, oh, yeah. So they're telling me it's like, a bird can come fly on our head, but, if he lets it build a nest there, that's different. But if a bird comes and he shoos it away, that's different. And I feel like he's shooed them all away because 'cause he's got 1 bird on his shoulder, and that's enough. He shoos away the rest. So I like that for you, Candy World. Oh, they are funny, funny, funny. So many blessings to you. Rest your mind. Yeah, I like it. All right, very good. Many blessings to you. All right, Abhisek, you are up next. Let me just take a quick sip here. So you want to know Arpita's energies towards you. Let's take a look here. So there is this balance of heart and mind here, which is good because the queen rolls over thought, expectations, and that, and all the queens are given also water, which is emotion. And even though the heart is trapped here, they're unleashing their heart. There's been this work I feel between you two. There's been they call it work, but it's attention. It's like studying or like an apprentice who's learning and putting in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on evolving and learning and growing. And the Eight of Pentacles is about the outside world, this movement that's about to happen in the outside world. And this thought and this mindsets that they've been working on, they've been freeing up their emotions. I almost feel like they are a big thinker, right? Maybe they're even an air sign, but I just feel like they think so much that they don't express their heart a whole lot. And it feels like it's like that picture where they have it caged, where it's like the mind rules over the heart. Well, they've been removing the bars away from their heart where they're allowing it. And because of this interaction, this time, and like I said, the blood, sweat, and tears that have been being put into your interaction, it's about to move forward in a positive way. So I feel like that's what's been going on. They've been having a lot, in their mind. Their heart has been like wanting to express itself, but they've been keeping it contained. And I feel like you're about to get some communication from them around feelings, which are going to be like, what are those? But I like it for you. So that is what they have for you, Abhisek. Many, many blessings to you. All right, self love. You are up. We're reading for next week. Let's see what we have. What does Spirit want you to know about next week? So you got some thinking and some changing around some expectations next week. You have the Ace of Swords here, which helps you with the Seven of Swords, getting this balance between these fears of losing conditional love. And these are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets that have cheated you out of things in the past, is kind of what the card says. uh, you were learning and growing through, you have this mindset about love or opportunities or um, career or whatever it may be, whatever these limiting thoughts and beliefs that were there, you're realizing them because they're, showing their face here. And this Ace of Swords allows you to cut away those thoughts and beliefs and balance things out where you see things, you're reflecting and seeing things more clearly, and releasing the fears, which allows you to move forward, which allows you to be more open to opportunities um, in there. So I like next week is this realization of it. And then that usually what happens after that is the Eight of Swords, which is you realizing, oh, okay, these are my thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that were making me feel blinded and bound and trapped, but you're moving beyond them. So I feel like next week is the awareness of it, and then you start to move away from those. So I like it for you, self love. I know it kind of feels like a little like, but it's freeing for it. So it's like, okay, bring it on, because then I can let it go. And I like that for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, self love. Many blessings for you. Enjoy your next week. Hey, lovely, lovey. You are up next. For the next free reading, how do your parents think you should handle the situation with your eldest daughter? All right, let's take a look here. Mm. So, the Ten of Swords is swords are expectations, and the Ten of Swords is letting expectations go. It's like the pressure of who someone is supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be, who you are supposed to be, should be, it's like all of these fears of losing conditional love and what people will think and what will happen and da 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 da. They're like it's exhausting, isn't it? And they're, as you let each one of these go, you see how much more peaceful that the picture becomes. And this is what your parents really want for you, is to let the expectations go, allow yourself to open up, allow your eldest daughter to be who they are, let fears go. I mean, I feel like you have done all you can do. You've given all the advice and lessons and experiences that you can, and now it's time for them to be an adult, to be a young adult. I kind of feel like they're not like, 40 years old or anything like that. I feel like they're in their teenage years, and it's that time when we really children generally stop listening around 13, 14 years old. They then will learn from observing. And so that's why we can't teach, teenagers of like, hey, you need to da 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 da. All that does is close them off and send them in the other direction. And so it's like this time of going, all right, I've done all I can. I know it's hard. I've done all I can. Now I'm just going to be a support. And I know it's one of the fears, especially if they're not 18 yet. So whatever you do is going to impact me. Well, if it impacts you, it impacts you, right? What's more important, that they know that you love them and that you just support whatever their decisions they make. And if they need any advice or any viewpoints, you're a good sounding board. But now it's time for them to make choices and for them to do what they're going to do with their life, right? I love the Chariot card coming in because it is victory. It is the power of choice card. It is movement. And I kind of feel like it's letting this go, and moving forward, allowing yourself to move in your life, allow yourself to move forward, knowing that whatever happens, you're the one that gets to choose what it means. You're the one that gets to choose what you feel as you go through it, and you're the one that gets to choose where you invest your energy. It's very empowering. We talk a lot on here about energy because everything is energy. We're all energy. Energy is what impacts everything. We're so powerful. We're creators. And when we focus our energy on what we feel is missing or what's happening that we don't want to be happening or what we fear will happen or won't happen, or come into our life or leave our life, we expand that and we feed it and it gets bigger and it grows bigger. But if we switch our energy, we can choose, that of what we're grateful for, what we love about our daughter, or our children or spouses or friends or parents or whoever. I can focus on gratitude, and that it grows and expands. More things to be grateful for expands. Or, you know, focusing on what we do want in our lives, and focusing on joy and laughter, and it just all that expands and grows, and then this shrinks because we're not feeding it anymore. So that is what I feel. Your parents think they think you should handle your eldest daughter. So many blessings to you. Enjoy your journey, lovely lovey. We're sending you tons of love and blessings. Uh, I know that's one of the toughest things. Relationships are up there. Our children, and interacting and wanting to protect them while wanting to kill them ourselves. You know, those are a lot of the top challenges in life. So our heart goes out to you. All right. Stella, you are the next free reading up here, and you want to know, when are you going to have financial independence? Come on, Powerball numbers. Let's take a look here. Oh my gosh. Well, looks like you are going to have it here. Maybe you should go buy a Powerball, because as soon as I said that, got the 10 of Pentacles, which is an abundant, overflowing life that not only impacts you, but generations to come. And 9 of Cups, a wish fulfillment card, emotional wish fulfillment. So I love this for you. As far as when, I mean, with both of these coming out right away, I'm not kidding about that Powerball ticket either. I would really consider doing that. Yeah, because both of those together are telling me yes. And I don't know, I'm pulling a couple extra cards here, but you have Mother Nature, Mother Nurture again, which again, abundance, abundance, abundance. And the when is the Six of Swords. This is also movement and change. And the Six of Swords represents, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your expectations. And it's a change of thought and belief and mindset from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking, letting old, like, fears that we have around financial, goals and needs, letting those go and replacing the fears with gratitude and the higher knowledge, things connected to the higher realms that are rooted in unconditional love. So there is this, like, um, it will happen, but I feel like it happens once you've made these changes of your mindsets, really looking into what your fears are around being financial independent. And there's some, blocks that are underneath the subconscious that are bubbling down there. So it's about having spirit bring them up to your consciousness so you can look at them. And as soon as you ask, you'll start to see it, usually in the outside world first. You'll see a few people going through the same type of thing, and you're like, oh, this is about me. It's just being introduced out here so I can ease into it, instead of it going, hey, psh, 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 here it is. They're more gentle that way. They usually just kind of start bringing it in on the outside and bubbling it up from the inside, and then they meet in the middle, and we're like, ta-da, and then things change. So I feel like, really, with that 9 and the 10, 9 of Pentacles, and I'm sorry, the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, September and October are significant months for you this year, but still go buy that Powerball ticket. But that's what they have for you, Stella. So many, many blessings to you. There is a hope on the horizon. So I like that. All right. Love, you are up next. And you want to know, how much does or will Jay love you? Let's take a look here. They say, as the one-armed man says, I love you this much. It's for eternity, right? Or the fisherman, the one-armed fisherman. I caught a fish this big. They're being funny today. I don't know what's going on. So we have Mother Nature, Mother Nurture here, and we also have the Six of Cups. So I really feel like there is this, this can mean past life connection too. Um, but I almost feel like, and this isn't like a weird energy, but there's this motherly love that's there. Um, and it's not like, you remind them of their mother and that, but it's like to the extent that they love their mom, they have this really deep appreciation, unless unless you're like, "Oh, no, they hated their mother," then you're like, "Oh, that's your answer then." But I feel like it's, the same type of, uh, cherishing, the same type of, respect, same type of, wanting to give their life for someone. That's what it'll end up being. But again, I feel like there's this past life, because I feel like these are his emotions, his memories of the good memories of the past towards his mom is really what I was feeling. But if they did have a horrible childhood with their mother and they hate their mother now, you'd be like, well, I guess it's over between us because I don't want to have that type of relationship with them. But I feel it's more, this is more loving and, feel to it. So I like that. I know it seems kind of weird, but there is this respect, there is this protection, there is this honoring type of energy that comes with that. So I do like that for you. And that's what they have for you, love. So many blessings for you. Right. We'll continue moving down the list. And I don't think I have mentioned this yet. We are a little past the top of the first hour, and I like to let everyone know that new coming in, that I do. Usually, I'm on for 2 hours for these live free sessions. So I'll be on for about another hour. I do go in order for the free readings, first come, first serve, and so I go in order all the way down. And but if anyone makes a donation, I do step outside of those free readings, complete those, and I go a little deeper into those, and then I do the free readings, and then I step back in order, and I go down the list. I try to get through as many free readings as I can, but the free list gets very long very fast. So I'm not usually able to get to the very bottom. But as I get closer to the end of this session, I'll tell you about other options, and of course, I will be back tomorrow morning and tomorrow night as well. All right. So, spiritual diva Anjali, you want to know who's coming towards you? All right. Let's see what spirit wants for you here. All right. Hmm. Well, you definitely, the tower tells us that people and, in situations and things are moved out of our life on purpose for a purpose to make room for new people to come in, make space for it or to clear our path for us to move forward. So I feel like there are people that are being moved out of your life, and that's making space for someone to come towards you. And here we have a Queen of Swords, which is great because they roll over air, but all the queens are given emotion as well, cups, water. And so she has a wonderful balance between heart and mind. And so it is someone that comes across on the outside more intelligent, more intellectual, more thinker. They're not like someone that will come in and be like, "Hey, everybody," and give everyone a hug. They'll come in and go, "Hi, everybody," and then someone comes up to hug them. They'll hug them back, but they're not the one that's this big, explosive, emotional wave that comes in. They're thinkers, and so, but they have a good balance between it. Just that heart is not they don't wear their heart on their sleeve. They keep it nicely tucked in Tupperware Tupperware containers in compartments in their heart. Um, so I like it for you. I feel like it's like someone that is a good balanced, balanced. Not, I feel like you've been dealing with a lot of individuals that are just like either one extreme or the other, and you're just like, can I just have someone who's like, not up and down, but just kind of like you know, every now and then some excitement, but otherwise pretty stable and balanced. Well, that's who's coming towards you. So I like it for you. Just allow the people to be removed out of your life that are being removed out because they are making space for someone new. So that's what they have for you, Anjali. So maybe many, many blessings to you. Gina, no, I don't remember that. I would definitely remember that. 'Cause, I usually don't get those high of donations, so, maybe that was someone else, 'cause, I don't, have that recollection on there, at all. So Divine Goddess, you are up next. Spiritual guidance on your love life. Let's take a look here and see what they have here for you. Alright. Wow. So you definitely have cups here, 2 cups cards, so there's definitely love and definitely emotion that's being represented here. And you have the Knight of Cups, who is the seeker of love, the seeker after the Ace of Cups. And you have the Queen of Cups, who has the Ace of Cups right there in her lap. And not only does she rule over water, that she also, you know, gets a second portion of water. So she's really in tune with her, intuition, her emotions, and has that. So I really feel like this is you and that you are finding this love from within you, which is, what we're all really truly questing after. Because we're told to look out for the love out there, but we don't find the love that we're looking for out there. We find it within, inward and upward. We find this beautiful, unconditional love that fills us up and overflows out. And as you're doing this, that's what changes how you are perceiving the outside love that is coming in for you. Because the Knight of Cups also, in addition to being questing after a higher love, also is about movement of love. And that's what the amazing thing is when we are told, the love you're searching for is inside, or Whitney Houston, when she's saying, the greatest love of all I found inside of me. And we're like, but I want the outside love. And it's okay. We definitely still get that. It's just totally different and so much more healthy for us and so much more fulfilling because when we're looking for unconditional love, out there, it's always falling short because all we have out there is really conditional love in 99% of the cases. And so we go inward and we fill up with this unconditional love, and we become that chalice. We fill up, and the love is overflowing. Then the love that is given to us from the outside is above and beyond extra. It's not falling short and disappointing. It's abundant and overflowing. And that's when we see it in a completely different way. Instead of always lacking and we're just like, oh my God, they're just not doing what they need to do to show me I'm loved and lovable. Well, when we find it within, anything they do, we're like grateful for and thankful. And that's totally a different experience. And so that's the spirit's guidance on love for you. Really focusing on that inner love will allow things to come forward for you. The faster and the more you work on your inner self love, the higher your love vibration goes, and the more you attract in the love that you're looking for. So, space and time doesn't exist in the divine. They're like, it's all up to us on how much we are focusing in and expanding our self love, equals how we bring in that. Otherwise, if we're still vibrating a lower love vibration, we keep on drawing in the same lower vibrational experiences, right? Which is like, yeah. It's like having stale bread. Yum. But that's what they have for you, Divine Goddess. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. And we've got Grace coming up here. Grace, and you'd like a general reading. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know right now. All right. You want that one and that one. So right now, you've got this wonderful transformation going on of some old memories that you've had that have really been, I won't say they've been giving you a headache, but they've been really making themselves known. Because there was these feelings that you felt when you were younger, where we can have one feeling and have a thousand thoughts around it. And so there's emotions that you felt, and a lot of thoughts and construct was formed around it on the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos. Some painful memories that you didn't want to ever feel again. And so you created a lot of strict rules. And you're realizing now as an adult, you're like, why do I even have these things in place? It's like, why do I even have a puppy gate that I have to keep opening, closing when I don't have a puppy anymore? It's like, okay, I guess it's because I saw puppies on here. Um, but it's like, yeah, it's time for me to some of the things are no longer appropriate for my life anymore. They're not needed. I'm not a child anymore. I can take care of myself. So you're releasing a lot of these things, a lot of these memories. And a big thing with the Six of Cups with transforming painful memories is when we realize that every moment is either of unconditional love or the fears of losing conditional love. When we look back at a memory, we go, was it of unconditional love? No, it was painful. It was full of fear, is what was making it painful. And when we realize that when a human goes into fear, the little child inside of us, when it feels unsafe or out of control, humans, we will go out of our human minds and into our cat minds, and we will um, hiss and attack, or hiss and run away, or attack and then run away. But a cat mind doesn't do intelligent things because we're out of our mind. Our body's wanting us to react, and it's doing whatever it feels it needs to feel safe and back in control again. So when other people are doing things that are unkind and unloving and unintelligent, it's like, oh, they're in fear because they're out of their human mind and into their animal protective zone. And so when we realize that and we go back and look at a past memory, and we're going, the things that that person said and the things that they did, they were, it was like a little 2-year old in fear, just doing whatever they felt they had to do to feel safe again. So it wasn't about us. It's like when you swim out to rescue someone who's drowning. They're panicking. If they hit you while their arms are flying around or grab you and pull you under the water, it's not personal. It's they're in fear, they're panicking, they're doing things. And when we realize that about an old memory and we look at it, we're like, okay, so they were in fear. I was probably in fear. Probably anyone that was involved in this situation was in fear. And we went, "Oh, okay, now I understand more of why everyone is acting out of their minds crazy." And I was too. And now it's like, okay, I start looking at the situation differently. I start looking at them, other people differently, but you start looking at yourself differently too, which helps transform things. So I feel like this wonderful, you've been in this reflection, and I feel like they're letting you know that this is, you're transforming and memories from pain and fear to love, and understanding. And there's this forgiveness, which is this release that you don't need to invest this energy anymore in and repressing those and maintaining those, that you're ready to let them go because they're not serving you anymore. So I like that for you, Grace. So many, many blessings. All right. So, Golden, you are the next reading. Next free reading, and you want to know who's secretly obsessed and observing you and why. Uh-oh. Let's take a look here and see what spirit has for you here. Actually, I want to refresh these real quick. So you have a Knight of Pentacles. A Knight of Pentacles is, this is the slowest moving knight out of them all, and that makes sense. They are very slow moving, and I wouldn't really necessarily feel like they're obsessed. is that they're interested, but they take their good old time. It takes a long time for them to actually act on anything. And it has to do with, we have the Queen of Cups too, which they're a very emotional individual, not like emotionally unstable, just very sensitive. They've got a huge heart. I would even go to say that they have like, they're huge empathic abilities. They feel people's emotions. And so that's why I feel like they kind of stick a lot to themselves, and don't like crowds and big groups and things like that because they just feel so overwhelmed with, with everyone's emotions and activities. And so they observe because I feel like maybe you hang around a lot of loud people. And they're just like, oh, they just it's just too noisy for them. So they stay from a distance and they're getting braver. It's taking time for them to get to that point, and they're kind of looking for this opportunity to be able to share their feelings and their emotions. And I feel like they're, of course, they're working through their fears of afraid of being hurt because they are have a huge, huge heart. So they've been hurt a lot in their life, because they feel everything so big that that's what they're building up the bravery to go, okay, if I get hurt again, I get hurt again, but I'm going to share this eventually. And they're working their way, to do that. So um, I feel like they will make themselves known here. Just it's going to be a while with that Knight of Pentacles, um, but I feel like they are getting braver and braver. And one day when you're off by yourself, away from crowds, away from different things, that's when they'll make themselves known in some way to you. So I like it for you, Golden. I feel like it's not like they're fragile. They just have a huge, huge heart, and they'll eventually learn to have a little buffer around. Um, and maybe I feel like you might be an empath too, so you might be able to help them with that, building this barrier, or a little. I call it my Jello gelatin mold, where emotions come in and they stick in the gelatin mold. I can still touch them, but I don't take them on me. I don't. They don't become a part of me. They stay out here. But I feel like that's what's going on, Golden. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings for you. All right, we'll continue moving down the list. And we've got Mary PM. Hello, hello. And you want to know when your new position you've applied for in entertainment will commence. Ooh, look at you. Remember us when you're all famous. Let's take a look here. When will your position you've applied for an entertainment commence? What would Spirit like you to know? Okay. What else? Anything else? Okay. I like the Five of Wands. It's a, uh, I feel like it's May, with the five being the month of May. This is energy, this is what feels like competition turning into friendliness. And so I like this, that the decisions are made, the fruition comes. You reach the top here in May. And I like that. I mean, you've got the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment, new communication to the Ace of Wands. So I feel like you're going to be getting some communication coming in sooner. And so, but I feel like production, or the start date, or the big shebang around it happens in May. But I feel like you'll be getting communication much soon. But I love the Nine of Cups too for you, which is like a weird dream come true, right? So I like that for you, Mary PM. So many, many blessings to you. All right, Pinky, you'll be the next free reading coming up here. You're welcome, Anjali. And Pinky, you want to know anything that you have to learn or understand or need to work on in your current situation? All right, let's take a look here, see what advice Spirit has for you in your current situation. Hmm. So both of these cards together kind of reinforce the same message because you got two sets of cards, which normally I'm pulling just two cards for people, but they're like two sets, which are like two cards. Because these definitely, the big thing that the King of Pentacles learns is the Four of Pentacles. This is a big piece of the wisdom that they share. So they're really double downing on that, which is when the King of Pentacles, when he experienced the Four of Pentacles journey, he was looking to define his worth in the outside world. And when he did, felt unstable, right? Because we're told to define our worth by people like relationships and situations and things. You'll hear me talk about this on the channel quite a bit because it's such a huge thing that we learn. People are our relationships are unstable because people change, people pass away, people walk away. So relationships are not stable. Situations like jobs, education, career, social status, circumstances we get into never stay the same, unstable. And then things, our bodies, our bank accounts, possessions, all that stuff breaks down, blows up, burns down, deteriorates, stolen. So it's all unstable. And so after enough dealing with the instability, they turn inward and upward to find that which is stable, which is the unconditional, eternal love of the higher realms from creator, from source. Whatever you believe your higher power is, it comes from them. That becomes the foundation of our self-worth, capital S, self-worth. And then we stop looking to the unstable outside world of retail price. That's what I call it, as retail price, which is what my worth is based on the outside world. Like, that's not self-worth, that's retail. And so there's this great um awareness that comes through this of like, yeah, when I define myself, when I feel unstable, I realize, oh, I'm defining myself by something out here instead of up here. And so that's an important piece there for you. And then you also have two major arcana that came in side by side, with the moon diving deep into your into the subconscious, and the full card is like a new adventure, but also your soul. This also connects to the higher realms. So I really feel like the biggest thing that you can do in the situation is take a big deep breath, take a step back, and go inward and upward. And then that's where you find relief, you find peace, you find what you've been looking for, you find true abundance, and then it transforms your whole outside world. So you get new information, you get clarity around your situation, and you start seeing it from a different, higher perspective as well. So I feel like that's what they have for you, Pinky. So many, many blessings to you. I like it. All right, continue moving down. Hey, Ruby. Hello, hello. And you'd like a love reading? Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know about love. Love, love, love. Uh oh. I know I shouldn't do that. But this is not bad, because this is basically what's happening here is with the devil card. You can see here how this person feels like they're just have these strings that are making him, you know, feel certain way, do certain things, react certain ways. We feel out of control sometimes when it comes to love, especially because we have so many rules that we're given around what love should be, who we're supposed to be with love, and how a relationship is supposed to be, and how it's supposed to unfold, and who is it supposed to be with, and blah, blah, blah. It's like this long, long list. We freak out because so much of that tells us that if it doesn't happen this way, we fear, because we're told that means you're not lovable. No, and so we do all sorts of stuff trying to make this long list of things happen, which sometimes are even contradictory within it, and that we can understand. And that's what the shadow comes in for. They're for us. This is a piece of us. They come in to shake and rattle all of our supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, to help us release them, to get out of that cage, to cut the strings to where we can act, respond, and take our own actions instead of reacting out of our fears that we've had. So I like this coming in here because you also have the 6 of Wands. One, it's this balanced energy, but it also is this recognition of what it is you truly are wanting. Because you can see here, let me see, the audience is all transparent out here. So they're empty. But what we're really seeing is up above, right? Here's this bright, shining light. This is the love that we get, and then it fills us up and it overflows out. So there is this awareness that kicks in around love, that you question your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets around love. And you get this freedom, you get this recognition, you start to shine bright because of it. And that's what transforms our love. It's what we get to see differently, which is beautiful and amazing, because we get this love that we find inside that fills us up like a 10-course meal with first and second dessert. And then everyone else that is able in the outside world gives us third and fourth and fifth and sixth dessert, because we always make room for dessert, but we feel whole within, and we don't feel like we're starving to death because what people can give us on the outside world is just little desserts. We're like, but where's the meal? I'm like, my heart needs nutrition, and you're just giving me sweets. So there's this transformation that comes through all this for you, Ruby. And I'm excited because it does change your whole perspective of love, both for yourself and also for and from others. So I like it. And that is what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you. All right, Jan, you'll be the next free reading coming up, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Juliana, for your donation. And I think, did you ask a question up here? Let's see. Looks like I have a couple retracted messages. Let me just make sure here. And if you haven't put your question, go ahead and pop it down there. I'm sure I'll be back down there in just a sec here as I scroll down. Oh, thank you. Hi. So, when and how will you meet your next healthy love partner? I like it. Is it someone new? Let's take a look here. So, we'll ask that first. Is it someone new? Okay. And when and how? So the when and how, you have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a joy and it's a celebration card. But the Three of Cups is, you see, there's three people, right? So I feel like you meet them through someone else, like a mutual friend. Like they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna go, have coffee, or I'm gonna go to a movie, or I'm gonna go do something. Do you want to go with me? I'm taking a friend of mine too." And like, yeah. And you're like, "Well, I don't want to be a third wheel." "Oh no, they're just a friend of mine. It's like they're like my brother or my sister. You don't worry about it. Just come on." And you're like, okay. And then you guys hit it off. That's how you guys meet, through a third person, a mutual friend. And it's not like a blind date setup or something like that. It's like you're doing something with another friend, a close friend of yours, and it's an acquaintance or a friend of theirs, and that's where you meet them through. So I really like that. Um, I do feel it's someone new, because you have the Two of Wands, which is about, uh, the Two of Wands is about planning and looking forward, and what are next steps and things like that. So I don't feel like it. I feel like it is someone new. It's not anyone you know right now, especially with what they just said around the Three of Cups. That makes sense too. Um, and the Seven of Wands, I like this because I feel like when you start to progress with the getting to know each other, some people don't like it, and that's okay. Just be aware that you're kind of, they see you as higher, that why do you get to experience that and we don't? Come back down here and be lonely and miserable with the rest of us. But you don't have to. Just realize that's about them and what they're going through. You don't have to take it personally. You can say, hey, well, let's us two go do something. you can help lift their spirits by giving them some love, from your heart and your compassion. You don't have to, but don't you don't have to take it personally. Just realize it's because they feel low about themselves while they're doing the talking the smack. So I like that for you, Juliana. So good news. Many, many blessings. Again, thank you so much for your donation. And Shamika, hello. Thank you for your donation. And you have not heard from Christopher in 3 weeks. What is he feeling? All right, let's do a check in. See what's going on with Chris right now. Christopher, sorry. I feel like they're very specific around that. Do not call me Chris. All right, Christopher. Let's see what else is going on here. Okay. So Shamika, Juliana, they didn't give me a date. They're just giving me more situational of when. They didn't give me an exact time for that in this one anyway. Shamika, we've got the Hanged Man here, and then also the Queen of Pentacles. The Hanged Man is like they're kind of cocooning. They've pulled back. They're looking into themselves. The mother, Queen of Pentacles, like Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, um, taking care of themselves. Kind of, I don't know. They feel like they're tending to wounds. Um, and like some upsets. And I feel like it has to do with around the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. But the nine is also the number of the Hermit in the major arcana. And so they really pulled back here and they're looking into finding their emotions. So all three of those cards came out together. Now it makes sense with the nine being the Hermit. And then the Hanged Man in this. So they are pulled back, reflecting a lot upon their what would make their dreams come true. I feel like they had a lot of disappointment. Like I said, I feel like they're, licking their wounds like a puppy dog does, and they're trying to figure out what is it that they want in their life? What is it? What does wish fulfillment mean? Because I feel like they got some things they wished for and it would felt empty. Other things were very disappointing that they didn't get that they really wanted. I just feel like there was all this stuff that hit them at the same time, and so they're just really it really threw them off their game, knocked them off the fence to where they're really, really, looking at that. Because in addition to that, these cards came out together. So 10 of Cups, which is happens after the 9 of Cups. So again, this emotional abundance and wish fulfillment that they're looking at here. And they have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is movement of thought and belief and mindset. They're pursuing, though, they're questing after their truth around this. So again, reiterated, in what was mentioned in these first set, with this set too, about what it is, trying to define it, trying to figure it out in their minds, you know, um, just what is going on? What do I really want? And then we do have the Magician card, which I feel like, this is where they're headed. They're really, the ace of, I'm sorry, not the ace, the Magician card. They usually have a wand pointed to the sky, and here this represents their higher self. They're really looking at their life. They're trying to understand what are the cycles of their life. What do they really want? And they're really learning that they have so much power within themselves on what they do with their life, and they're realizing that whatever they focus their energy on is what grows and expands. And I feel like they're really understanding that a lot of stuff they feared or didn't want in their life or felt was missing in their life, when they focused on it, it expanded that stuff. That's the power that comes in with the Magician, this power of manifestation. Whatever we focus on grows, like attracts like. And so they're learning to go, okay, what I'm focusing on all this and it's doing all this, but let me focus in on what I'm grateful for, what I do want in my life, focusing on higher, brighter things like unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. I just feel like they're really figuring these things out. So um, that's what's going on with Christopher, Shamika. I just feel like they just got thrown for a loop in a lot of different areas of their life that just kind of knocked them off their feet. They're showing me someone like walking on an icy sidewalk and they just whoosh, their feet went out from underneath them and they're just laying there and they try to get up and they fell again. They try to get up and they fell again. And now they're just laying there going, all right. And they're just gaining their strength back. And so I feel like they're just had the wind knocked out of them, and they're getting their wind back. So think that's everything they have for you right now, Shamika. So we're sending him lots of love, lots of blessings, and love for you too. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciated. All right. Hey, Renee. Thank you for your donation coming in as well. And let's take a look here. So you want to know? Okay. So for your question, let's take a look here and see. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, that's not all those. Let me just refresh the cards here. The cards are not wanting to. Okay, so I'm going to pull a Power of Surrender card first because those were not wanting to cooperate. They're like, because you got to look over there. So let's take a look here. So your first card here is Surrender Stress. So regarding your situation, it says, take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. So they're like, breathe through this. Any stress and fears you have coming up. I feel like they're saying to breathe because it helps you step out of the stress and the anxiety and the fear around things. And then you are really expanding your intuition and your gut instinct. And so listen to that. But I feel like that's your first message. And let's see what else they have here. Okay. All those. All right. Okay. So you have the 10 of swords here, which represents a lot of, our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets and our expectations. And, this is letting go of those beliefs and clear your mind. So I feel like that's the stress they're talking about surrendering that and let that go. This brings in some freedom here for you. Um, I don't have any concerns here around your situation at all here. I mean, you've got the 9 of Cups. Sorry, let me get this back where I can see better. There we go. More centered. So you have the 9 of Cups, which is uh, wishes come true, wonderful abundance. You have the 8 of Cups, though, which is leave behind emotions that no longer serve you and allow yourself to move into wish fulfillment. You've got the 4 of Wands, celebrate, joy, la 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 la. So all of this is very positive here. I feel like they're saying, let go of, you know, um, this, wonderful fears of losing conditional love, or fear of anxiety, the what if, right? And you have the Queen of Cups coming in, which again, they're saying, trust your gut and trust your intuition. Come to this calm place and just trust. Oop, hit my microphone. Sorry about that. Um, so I feel like that there is no concern that's popping up here. They're saying release your fear, your anxiety, your stress, and that allows you to be in this wonderful place of connecting to your intuition and your gut, and to trust that. You know, I know, in our life with dealing with people, um, human characters that we deal with are going to do silly, stupid things when they go into fear, as well as, uh, we do the same thing, right? So there's this, you know, uh, allow a certain amount of your gut instinct to go, you know what? They're talking a lot of crap, but I get it, versus like, ooh, big spidey sense of avoid this person, trust those, because I don't feel that you'll have the latter. Just you'll pick up on some, oh, they're embellishing a little bit, there, but I feel like that's what they have for you there, Renee. So that's what they have. So many, many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. All right. Hey, Intuitive Enlightenment. Welcome, my friend. Yay, good news. I'm so happy to hear that. And good to see you too. Very, very good news. Woohoo. So happy for you and for all of us because that means more spreading of your love. And we like that. All right. So, Francis, Alexis, thank you so much for your donation. I did get that. And then Shamika, you'll be up after that. So, friends, let's see. Did you ask your question up further up? If thank you, right on cue. Look at that. So, how is Thompson feeling about you? All right, let's take a look here and see what's going on in the mind of Thompson. All right, what is going on in their mind? What are their feelings about you? Where was I getting there in their mind? I don't know. Oh, all right. Okay. So this all makes sense. I like it for you. So I'll start off with that. So, of course, Knight of Pentacles taking their good all time on acting on any other feelings, right? So yeah, I know. It's like, yep. But there they are. They are the King of Wands. They have a lot of fire. They have a lot of passion for you. So they definitely have attraction. And there's someone that is like that has this entrepreneur energy that can really step up and really guide their energy and get stuff done right. But being the king, they're not like the prince, like a prince or page of wands where they're just like um have this passion and acting on it and with this one and 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 this one. They very much are um mature with what they do with their passion, which is good, right? um and so I like that energy, and that's why they take their time. They're not just someone that just maybe they did when they were younger because, like all of us when we're young, we do stupid stuff, right? Just acting on our passions and going, oh, I probably should have waited. I shouldn't have acted on that. But they've learned and so they don't just give their passion away to anyone. And so they're taking their time moving through here. But this is what I really like too about their feelings for you. You've got the star card, which is a wish fulfillment card, like a wish upon a star, and the 10 of cups. Look at this abundant, emotional. So they have this that's bubbling around. This is part of the fire here, but it's also emotion. So this is passion and attraction, but this is emotional, heartfelt, energy for you as well. So I like both of those. What's keeping them back, you ask? Swords, thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, the 9 of swords is known as the insomnia card or the nightmare card, and these are just their thoughts, their beliefs, and their mindset. Small T truths that are rooted in fears of losing conditional love. I like the 9 being here because that means it's the ending of this. They're working through their fears and they're ready to let them go. which is when they will begin to act more, and you'll be able to see these energies that will happen because that's what's holding them back. I feel like, disappointments, heartbreak, things in the past that they created this construct of safety to keep their heart safe because, maybe they offered their heart to someone, go, look, this is my heart. And someone goes, oh, thank you. Threw it on the ground, stomped on it, threw it in the blender, gave it back to them and go, there you go. And they're like, I am not going to just give that away to anyone. They have this, they're working their way. Yeah, that's a good word for them. Is reserved, tentative, especially in sharing their heart. But your final card here, boom, the Sun card. One of the most victorious, bright, wonderful, shining cards. It's Leo energy. And, with this energy here, there's a lot of fire. So I wonder if they're a fire sign, if they are a Leo, Sag, or Aries, maybe more leaning towards Leo with the Sun ruling over Leo. But regardless, when the time comes, they will move with authority and power and passion and a lot of love. So I feel like it's worth it. It's oh, he's a Libra. Okay. Maybe he has like a lot of fire in his chart. But Libra too has a lot of relationship energy. But I like that for you. So when the time comes, it's like, okay, wow. It's like someone pretending to be a pauper and or a regular everyday, worker like Crazy Rich. What was the movie? Crazy Rich Asians, or Coming to America, where people pretended to be just regular everyday people, and they find out they're a prince or they're, something. And I feel like suddenly you just, they feel, and then they open up and you're just like, you feel like you won Powerball because of what they're able to give you. So I like that for you, Francis. And so you are very welcome. Many, many blessings to you. All right. So Shamika, oh, again, thank you so much for your donation, Francis. So very good. So Shamika, you're up next, and then I do have another one for Renee. So I will cover that one next after Shamika. So Shamika, you want to know, how does your supervisor Tim feel about how you work? Uh-oh. And does he like you? Like you? Uh-oh. HR, I'm contacting HR. I'm just kidding. It's the ghosts from my past are coming back when I used to work in corporate life as a manager. All right. So let's take a look here. So I don't see any like uh romantic attraction, as far as if that's what we were meaning with the liking. So um as far as how he feels about your work, I like that this balanced work that you have here. So I feel like they see you as someone who balances things out. Like if you're on a team or a group or whatever, I feel like you just really help bring in this equilibrium in things. Like you're very level-headed, you can get things done. I like the swords here because that talks about intelligence. You know your stuff, you know your job well. And the Ace of Pentacles shows that, like, new opportunities, new things to really um, that will be coming your way. I feel like or and kind of like you find new ways of doing things too. The Ace of Pentacles is just like you come up with creative ideas and to do things like that. Um, and again here as well, when it comes to making decisions, I feel like you that he's kind of not scared of you, but he's kind of like, how did you know that? Because like the Two of Swords is like when there's decisions to be made. I feel like you figure things out, but you do, like, you close your eyes and you see with your heart. like we already talked about, you're intelligent, you have your brain, you know how things work, but you have your intuition too, which I feel like with this Page of Wands, you have this energy about you that like just instinctually you can solve problems sometimes. Like people are like, we don't know what's going on, how that happened, or how to fix that. And you're like, have you guys thought about looking in over there and or look into this, or maybe it was this? And they're like, yeah, how did you know that? And you're just like, I just know. They just you have that kind of intuition, and they like that because one, it helps with time. You get to the bottom of things really well, and so I like that for you there. And then also you got the Two of Wands and the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is stable mind. Again, I feel like you are able to stay calm in situations. It's kind of like this balancing coming back in here, that it's just um, you don't go off the handle, you don't freak out. You like you're the one that if there's something happening, you're like, okay, everybody take a big deep breath. Let's look at what's going on. Let's break it down. And I feel like it's that type of energy that you have there. And again, with the Two of Wands, because you have the Page of Wands here too, with this fiery type of energy, you don't fly off the handle. This is like a planner, someone who really looks at, okay, what are the next steps? How are we going? So I feel like they feel you are methodical, but you're also instinctual. And so there's this nice balance that comes in here with that about how they feel about you, that you do your work. So very positive, uh, you know, uh, I'll say opinion that they have of you. But, when we ask about how people feel about us, really, we're a mirror and they're going to see themselves anyway. So a lot of whatever they're seeing, they feel about themselves, too. So I like that. But great news. I like that information for you there, Shamika. So again, thank you so much for your second donation. Greatly appreciate you. All right. Now, Juliana, I think you were up first, and then I got the other one from you, Renee. So, Juliana, you wanted to know, someone told you you cursed them and that you have darkness within you. Is this true or what happened? Oh, my goodness. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants for you here. Yeah. So, Juliana, basically what this is telling me, the King of Wands, they roll over the Ace of Wands, which wherever we focus our energy is what grows and expands. But one of the big things, which the Two of Pentacles it's given me this mirror um energy, which so when someone says, you cursed me and you have darkness within you, they're looking in a mirror. When a monkey looks in a mirror, they see a monkey. So when someone's telling you that, I think you cursed me and you have darkness within you, it's like you can realize they're saying, I cursed myself and I feel like I have darkness within me. And you're like, oh, this is more truer of a statement. Because obviously, one of the big powerful messages that comes in with curses and different things, we're the ones that hold the power over our lives, not other people. Like, no one can curse me. You can curse at me all you want, but you can't control my energy. That's our power, our free choice, our power of choice. I get to decide what something means in each moment. I get to decide what I'm going to feel. I get to decide what my energy does in my life. And, there's this expansion that happens. So when I focus on what I'm fearing, when I'm focusing on what I'm missing, when I focus on what I don't want in my life, I grow that. So if they're focusing on that stuff, they're growing that in their life, not you. You can't do that for them. You can only do that for yourself. I think he's just in fear. He's just in fear and he doesn't want to admit it for himself that I'm doing this to me because there's this fear. If I do this, what does this mean? So they're projecting it outward. They're blaming the mirror. It's like a monkey looking in a mirror and attacks it. But it's not what's happening, right? It's like it's not the mirror attacking you, you're attacking yourself in the mirror. And so that's what they're doing. That's what's going on with them. It's not personal towards you. They're just reacting out of their own fear by what they're seeing in the mirrors around them. Um, so uh, all of us, we can focus on those things and expand it, or we can focus on what we're grateful for, what we want in our lives, focus on unconditional love and joy and laughter and all those positive, beautiful emotions rooted in unconditional love and expand those. So it's up to them. You get to choose what this means. So they're a mirror for you. So when you look into the mirror of them, what are you seeing about yourself? So when he told you, I think you cursed me and you have darkness in you, do you believe any of that? Do you believe that you curse people? Do you believe that you have darkness in you? You get to own that side of it, right? Because if someone walked up to me and said, I think you're an alien, bruddaZEN, I could be like, could be true. I don't really believe it inside of me, so it's not going to impact me. But if someone walked up to me and said, I think you're worthless and you don't deserve love, if I have any of that inside of me, I'm going to be like, oh, why did you say that to me? Because I have belief around it. So if it bothers us, then we can look into it and going, what am I fearing around their statement? Do I believe any of it's true? And then you can take the power away because you're the only one that gives anything power, right? Very good. Yeah. Very good. Very good. So many blessings to you, uh, Juliana. That's what they have for you. So just realize it's about them, what they're going through. It's nothing about you. Just send them love. That's all you can do. Because they're in their own little shazamel damel damel area. You know what I mean? So that's what they have. Intuitive enlightenment. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate your donation and your support and your love. I'm going to hit you up after this and find out all the details because I'm curious and I want to just celebrate with you too. All right. Um, so me 8888. AKA Renee. So thank you for your second donation. And so one more. All right. All right, let's take a look here. That's okay. Super chat, they take like a third of it anyway. So I prefer PayPal. So you're good. All right. Let's take a look here, Renee. All right. Well, all right. So, I see here with the 7 of Wands coming in here, we've got this, bubble around you, which it does talk about you being seen and you being in the limelight and being in a place where other people kind of are jealous and they're like, why do you get that and we don't? So this is kind of leaning towards that you do have blessings that come into your life. And, you know, as far as positions or things like that, I feel like you get put into this place where you are seen and you are above others. And this little poking stick is some people that feel that, you know, it's lonely there at the top. I'm just kidding. That's kind of what they say around certain positions, right? But there's this people feel low about themselves. And when they feel low about themselves and other people get um benefits and get put in things, and if they get positions and jobs, they get boyfriends or girlfriends, they get abundance come in life. Whenever anyone gets blessed in some way, if people are feeling low about themselves, they're like, instead of celebrating with you, they're like, why do you get to be happy? Come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us. And I kind of feel like that's what they're saying, about what's coming here. Um, for the second piece around more emotional stuff, uh, there, mind, thoughts, mind, air, um, looking at themselves, looking at what of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets restrict them, more releasing and removing fears and obstacles and um, yeah, I feel like that's a positive with that, with the, um the 7 of Wands. It's like you're put into this limelight position, so I feel like that's a positive for that. So I didn't know how much you wanted me to be able to share, so I was trying to be like, "Do you know what I'm saying? Do you pick up what I'm putting down?" So there you go. But I don't feel I feel, mind, no heart here, no emotion here, with these cards. It's whoops, sorry, I hit my mic here. Okay. I figured you're like, "I just wanna make sure I'm picking up what you're putting down, but um, but no, it's all business. It's all business with this one. Um, all the mind, all the, all that stuff. So that is what I have coming through there for you. So I think that was everything. Yeah. And so that's what they have coming through. So remember us when you're in the big leagues, okay? So many, many blessings to you. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's what's they're all about the psh, psh, psh. So I like it. So many, many blessings to you. Yeah, you're like, quick, race, race. All right. Okay, and I think that was all of my donations here. I think I took care of everyone. Um, oh, Jarena Rue, you said you had another question. I didn't see another donation come through, though, I don't think. So if you still have one, I'll still take donations for readings. I am hitting the top of my 2-hour mark, which um, what I do at the top of 2 hours, I finish my free readings, which I'm going to, Jan, um, I don't think I completed yours. So I am going to, Jan will be my final free reading for this session. But before I go into more, I want to thank everyone for all the thumbs up that you've given the video. It just helps spread the Zen love. And so thank you for being part of the love tsunami with it going out there. Um, if you do want me to complete your reading in this session, a donation of any kind, I don't look at dollar amount because I know everyone has different, phases and different statuses of their finances throughout their life. So a donation of any kind, I will complete it during this session right now. But if you're not able to make a donation, I totally understand that too. And I have a ton of free content. So if you need answers right away, if you go to my main page, bruddaZEN Mystic Tarot, there's a lot of playlists there. And so you can follow your heart and spirit will guide you to answers there. Also, before you head off, I also have a weekly reading for a free 30-minute personal recorded reading. It's a drawing for a giveaway. Here is the link for that. The next one is actually on Monday. So you still have through tomorrow night, Sunday night to get into the drawing, and then I'll pull winners on Monday and make the announcement. Also, I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and then also back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And I'm here Wednesday through Sunday nights and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings. So a lot of opportunities. I also offer personal readings at a reasonable rate. All that information's in the description box of the video. So if you want to book a reading, it tells you how you can do that. I think that's everything. So I'm going to complete Jan's reading, and then if there's any other donations, I'll take care of those. And if not, then we'll close down the session for this evening. So, Jan, you wanted to know what is coming next week for you. So I don't think I completed that. And let's take a look here. All right. Don't worry about this as I put it up here. The Three of Swords represents some past heartbreak, some past disappointments. And so this is not something new that's happening. This is something that's just kind of been, uh, I feel like it's happened recently, just as significant, something that felt like it broke your heart or was a big disappointment. And now here comes the balance. So this next week, this is just allowing a lot of this heartbreak is just falling away and falling away. And the balancing comes here. I like this card because they show like this bubble of light, which kind of represents the higher realms for me. And then the human side here. And there's this little infinity symbol of cycles that we came down here to experience this stuff, but we don't have to stay stuck in the heartbreak because we wanted to feel what it feels like, what it might feel like for our heart to be broken or for disappointment, any of the emotions related to fear. We came down here on purpose, but we don't have to stick in it. We can know that there's always a second choice of what story we want to apply to anything and what emotion we want to feel as we go through it, what energy we want to invest. So we have the higher unconditional love that we can connect to the higher realms. And then we have our fear based human experience, but we can have both of those, as we go on here too. So I like this. This is a balancing out of energy and thought and belief and mindset next week. So I feel like you've been doing a lot of reflection, and I feel like you're continuing to do that, especially this, welcome to Pisces season that started today. Very reflective, very internal, very diving deep into our the illusions of life and connecting. So I like this energy that's coming in for you, Jan. So that is what they have for you right now. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And I think, take a look here. And so, Jarenaroo, you said you have one more question, but I don't see that you sent anything on there. Yeah, Kristen, I'll still take donations for to complete readings um, in this session. Um, Yeah, absolutely, Kristen. I'm all done with the free readings, and I have no other donations. So, if you make a donation right now, I will complete that in this session. And for everyone else, yeah, that's perfect. Whatever you'd like. I don't look at the dollar amounts because I know. Okay, that should come through here any second. I know that those take their good old time sometimes. Let me see here. I can speed up the process and just pull up my Cash App here. But yeah, definitely. We'll definitely get that squared away and taken care of there for you. And let's see here. Did you ask your question? Oh, here it comes. There it came. But if you pop your question down there, Kristen, we'll get you all squared away. All right. So, advice from Spirit on the connection with Anwa. How's he feeling intentions during this break? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here and see what does Spirit want you to know. Good question, Juliana. I don't, it's 9:17 PM here, so if that helps. Or if you're in military time, what is that, 21:17? Alright. These cards are flying, oh my gosh, all over the place. I'm gonna start with the ones that came out here because I feel like there's just, like, these explosions of this energy here. So let's take a look here, Christian. So how is he feeling? First, we'll take a look at that. And, like you said, on this break. So we've got this, the Empress card here is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So definitely looking into themselves, really investing into themselves right now. So I feel like they are turned inward rather than outward. And the Eight of Pentacles, too, is about them doing the work. This is like someone studying, but it can be like they're really working on themselves. They're really working on their life. They're working on, whether it's education, work, external things. They're investing that, but also in themselves, which means there's movement that's happening, this kind of rebirth that's happening within them. So I feel like the break is doing them some good because they're really looking into themselves. You mean like to get back um, to you? Um, like reconciliation stuff? This energy is all about him right now. It's about him understanding himself, really growing and doing that type of thing. I don't know. I don't feel like his intentions are for a relationship, like specifically. I feel like he's just like focusing on him and his outside world. Like, I want to get my body in shape and healthy, and I want to get my work, and I want to get my, solid foundation, solid this and everything else. I mean, I don't. The what I feel like with relationship here, I mean, he's got 6 of cups, which is he definitely is looking over the past emotions that he's had, but the magician card coming in here really I feel is they're looking back and processing, transforming emotion. I feel like especially because this judgment card popped up, which is about them really it's like their higher self is calling them into this place to really understand themselves. So I kind of feel like with all of this that it's this um, just this nurturing energy on themselves, really focusing on them. But I don't feel like their intentions are like, well, because I want to be good in a relationship or get back together with people. Um, yeah, so I really feel like he's really trying to understand that. Yeah. Oh, that's good. I mean, that shows that you truly love him, right? That you're not plotting his how he's going to disappear and they're not going to find the body, you know. So I like that. Oh, yeah, because here this is good because the Eight of Cups here, this is like a ritual where they're leaving behind the emotions that no longer serve them. So they know what they were supposed to learn by the emotions they experienced, but they're also moving to the Nine of Cups, which they're trying to find out what does wish fulfillment look like for them in their life in just every area, not just relationship, but what does it look like? What does it mean? Um, and so I just feel like it's a time here of them trying to step into their power. They have the Queen of Wands, which is stepping into her power, but she also has the Black Cat, which is about connecting to the higher realms. And the Six of Wands is them trying to understand what are they wanting, what recognition are they looking for. What am I really how we when we go, who am I trying to please? What am I trying to do? I just feel like they're evaluating like every area of their life and they're just trying to get it all figured out. So, yeah. So let's take a look here and see. What does spirit want to know about reconciliation, if you want to know? It's like, I don't know. Do I want to know? It's like getting an envelope and opening it up. Will there be a coming back together in relationship? Yeah. I feel like there's this need, and I feel like it's for both of you too, because the Eight of Swords is you seeing what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, what fears we have, what of these are making you feel blinded and bound and trapped. So this is a big reflection time for both of you. The fear of losing love. And here's the Hermit card, drawing both of you on purpose into this reflective place. I love this Hermit card too, because here's the lantern over here, but you're rising above the path to find both of you finding your inner light, to see things from the a different perspective. So right now they're kind of avoiding. I mean, because I pulled. I mean, how many cards? I was like, I want an answer, but they're like, none of your business. I'm like, fine, but they are. Yeah, they're turning you more and focusing on your individual path right now. The I feel like that the fear of losing love, the fear of the unknown if you'll get back together or not, is important for you right now to be able to face the fear, because true release happens when you're okay either way, where it's like, I know it's going to be for my higher good or not, but as long as there's pain or a fear that's poking at your heart, that's what they're wanting you to look at, because that's where the freedom comes. So yeah, I know. But I love the relationship that you guys have. I mean, it's just that they need that reflection. Yeah, I like that. Mostly, I know there's like this little room reserved in your heart that you're like, no, no, no one can go in there. That's a special room. Yeah. Oh, Kristen. But I like it. I like it for you. It's happening on purpose for a purpose, and they don't want you to know whether you're getting back together or not, because it's the fear and the unknown that you're is part of your journey right now. Let's see here. Like, so how does he feel about you right now? Yeah. So they're uh turn to your higher self and peace of mind. Put your mind to rest. Let the expectations go. Yeah. So they're like, ain't gonna tell you. It's all about your inner reflection now. You turning inward, you looking into your expectations and looking into that. They're like, I know. Why are you punishing me? Nah, it's for you though. They are. They're hilarious. They're sending you lots of love. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They're like, "Come talk to us. Come talk to us. Don't look out there. Don't worry about how other people feel about you. Look at how you feel about yourself. That's what we're working on right now." So I like it. They're hilarious. So that's what they have for you, Kristen. Thank you again so much for your donation, and I'm excited for your guys' journey, though. Regardless, you'll definitely see each other in the astral planes, and of course, causing trouble on the other side, running. But the journey right now, even though it feels painful, is a very small, short one in comparison to eternity. So hang in there. All right. Many, many blessings to you, Kristen. And thank you again, like I said, for your donation. You have a great night and many, many blessings. And I think that was everyone. I think so. I think so. I think so. Dismantle gang stalking. I did not get that far. So definitely check out my playlist and follow your heart. if you need an answer this evening. Otherwise, I will be back tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. I do put out an hour before I go live. I do put out the little, I do the reservation for the live chat, and it puts out a communication. So if you guys are subscribed and you have go into the alarm bell or the notification setting, select all, you'll get notified and you can actually go in early. And it's like getting in line before a concert or something. You can actually start putting your questions in. So you can get in early if you so wish. All right. And I wish I could get to everyone, of course, but the list for the free readings gets very long very fast. So appreciate your patience with all of that and me maintaining balance. It's a challenge of mine. So thank you guys for understanding. And please know as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you guys again, hang in there. Have a great night, a great day, wherever you're out in the world. Till then, much love to you, and we'll see you soon. You guys take care.